Hi everyone, how are you doing? It's RH, so player ratings. It's disappointing that we've come away from Anfield with a 2-0 defeat, but I think we've just got to knock it on its head. We've got bigger fish to fry, Southampton and Huddersfield next at home. Massive games, but let's get into it. And you know, it's been a disappointing night, but we'll get into these player ratings straight away. Let's get into DUBRAVKA. So Martin DUBRAVKA, I didn't think he did actually much wrong, you know. I think the goals that he conceded were great finishes. One of them was 1-on-1, of course, and he wasn't really tested. I don't feel if you take those two goals out from Liverpool's play. You did save a shot from Salah in the first half, which was half volley, which he turned wide, but the referee gave it a goal kick. But all in all, I didn't think he did too much wrong, so I'm going to give Martin DUBRAVKA a 6. I thought he was okay. Wasn't poor or nothing. DeAndre Yedlin, he tried, you know, I remember him beating Robertson for pace on that right flank. Again, the goals weren't really his fault, to be fair. He tried to get forward in this wing-back system. I thought it was a difficult afternoon for him. I'm going to give DeAndre Yedlin a 6 also. Moving across to him, to Jamal Lascelles, captain. The two centre-backs I don't really want to pick on because the two goals weren't really from our defence, to be fair with you. But I thought his interceptions were good. I think he was up against Salah. Possibly might have been giving away a penalty towards the very end of the match, but all in all, I think he did all right. I'm going to give Jamal Lascelles a 6. Moving across to him, to Florian Lejeune, who I thought was absolutely brilliant. First half, there is some question marks that his clearance for the first goal with Van Dijk heads it back into midfield. He's got to be clearing higher than that, but I think that's been a little picky. I thought Lejeune was all right. I think he was probably up there with one of our better defenders today, but I'm going to give Florian Lejeune a 7 today. Moving across to our other centre-back, because we played 3 centre-backs today with the wing-back system. Paul Dummett, again, he was up against Mo Salah at times as well. I think he'd done okay. I know he was sucked in for that first goal, which again wasn't really the defence's fault. And you know, he's tackled Salah 1-on-1, but I thought Dummett gave a very competitive display. I'm going to give Paul Dummett a 7. Moving across to Kennedy, who was playing left wing-back for majority of the game. Struggled at times, didn't see enough of him for me going forward, and you know, we didn't really stretch Liverpool's defence, and I thought he would be one of those go-to guys. I know it's difficult when you're up against Mo Salah and you've got Arnold Trent, whatever he's called, Alexander Trent Arnold, whatever he's called, Liverpool right back after you as well, but Kennedy, I'll give him a 6. I think I'll be fair, I'll give him a 6 as well. Now moving across to our midfield, I thought Mo Diarmi struggled at times. Difficult when you've got those front three of Oxlade-Chamberlain, Henderson and Chan in midfield, trying to feed those front three, sorry. And the first goal was in midfield out of position, and the second goal also as well, when the Liverpool's midfield are running at us. I thought he struggled. To be fair with you, I'm going to give Mo Diarmi a 5. I thought he wasn't very great. Alongside him, MERINO, I thought he was even worse than a 5. I thought we missed Shelby big time today, just trying to get us out. I felt MERINO would look tired. He looked sloppy in possession. There was no full commitment, winning the ball back, going flying in with tackles. I didn't see that from Diarmi or MERINO, and I think that's one of MERINO's up there with one of his worst games of the season so far. I know he's up against much better opposition, and the Huddersfield defeat 1-0 earlier on this season, I thought he played poor there, so we don't really talk about MERINO having many bad games. I think this is just one of them, so for me, MERINO gets a 4. I thought he was really poor. Now moving across to Christian Atsu, who was playing on the sort of like this right midfield role that we had adopted. Didn't see enough of him before. Didn't see enough of him on the ball, trying to beat his man. I know he was moved, second half he was moved into a different new position, but Atsu struggled for me, and I just didn't see enough of him. Didn't see enough creativity of him. Going to give him a 5. On the other left flank, it was Jacob Murphy. We know that he was switched to right midfield later on, but again, Murphy, you know, it was very surprising not seeing Matt Ritchie at all in this game. He was on the bench, didn't come off. Maybe that's something to do with maybe an illness, an injury that he suffered at Bournemouth, but I thought Murphy, we just didn't see enough of him. I thought he was fairly quiet, and for that reason I'm going to give Jacob Murphy a 5. Didn't do enough for me. And then you've got Dwight Gale. Now we touched upon in the previews earlier on this week that if we can get Gale stretching the defence, getting through, it only happened once in the whole game, and Gale was up top, up the field on his own. The ball was played over the top. Gale was moved to the left. He turned their right back and he tried to cross it back in. Nobody's in the box. It was a poor cross, don't get me wrong, but we just didn't see enough of Dwight Gale. And for me, I'm going to have to give Dwight Gale a 5. Now, his replacement, JOSELU, who came on as well, again, we didn't see enough of him because Liverpool were battering us, having the possession, and he was brought on to try and bring the midfield in to try and get something, but again, you know, he played 25 minutes. We didn't see enough. JOSELU didn't seem hurt Liverpool at all. So 5 for me for JOSELU. The other 2 substitutes between Isaac Hayden come on the 73rd minute for MERINO, because he was disappointing. It was okay. Should have done a lot better with his header where he was free, where it went wide, but I think he had a better game, even though he only played 17-18 minutes. Then MERINO, I'm going to give Hayden a 6. And then JOSELU would come on the 84th minute. I'm not going to rate Perez because he only had 6 minutes to impress and he didn't really get a touch of the ball as well. Now let's move across to Rafa Benitez's tactics. Of course, he's returning back to Anfield. He wants to impress. This is the first time ever that has been beaten by Liverpool as well, which is an interesting fact. But I thought the tactics, you know, he's worried about their front 3, so he's set up defensively. Surprisingly, Matt Ritchie, as I say, was on the bench, going with the wing-back system as well, surprised me a little bit. We all thought here on Newcastle Fans TV, the backroom team were messages saying, who's playing in the 10? Is it Kennedy, the Atsu? And there was none. It was literally a 5-4-1 formation. I would have liked to see us attack a little bit more. I'm not going to lie to you. I can understand why Rafa's went defensively. Yes, we've got beat. We've only stuff at a -2 goal difference from that. So all in all, I'm going to give Rafa Benitez a 6 because I think we should have attacked a little bit more because Liverpool are vulnerable. I just feel that we didn't stretch them as well. Let us know your thoughts, your ratings as well. Everybody agrees and disagrees with this kind of video. Any comments down there below. See yous. Bye bye.